So the last video I did on Heat Lion, I said if it got 100 likes, I would do a full breakdown on Heat Lion. That thing got 100 likes within like a day. So that let me know that y'all want to see that. So that's what we about to do. First, I would like to start off by saying it took me forever to grind this man to where he is now. When I first decided to make a heavyweight fighter, it was like Prestige 2, because originally Holy Moly was a heavyweight and Heat Lion was a lightweight. But I found that there were more strikers in the lightweight division than there was in the heavyweight division. So I decided to flip the two. So then the person who I am striking with is in a lightweight, which is why Holy Moly is now a lightweight, and that's why Heat Lion is a heavyweight. And then after that, I never played with him again, bro. I would just use that slot just to kind of figure out how I wanted to use my other two fighters. Grinding from Prestige 2 to 7 took time, and then I had to figure out how to play on this man because he doesn't have that same power Holy Moly or Oompa Loompa. Those are the things that make them very effective with how I play. I did not want him to have that. I wanted him to be able to do what they can't, wrestle. So it took a long time to figure out what are the best ratings for me to at least hold my own when standing up, and then what are the best ratings for whenever I'm grappling. Everything on Heat Lion is a budget version of what I think I can get away with. So 3.5 star accuracy, I feel like I could get away with. 3.5 star blocking, I've been using that for the longest. Like Holy Moly has that and Oompa Loompa has that. I have no problem with a 3.5 star block. Footwork, I've noticed that ever since I started having a 4.5 star footwork, it elevated my game as far as me playing footsies and baiting my opponents into throwing. So then I can waste their stamina. And with that 4.5 star, that is the absolute minimum. I'm not gonna cap. If it's anything lower, they have to have lights out power or crazy punch or kick speed. I'm not gonna lie. Because if I can't play my footsies, if I can't bait my opponent into throwing, or if my opponent is moving way faster than me, it is very difficult to figure out what strikes you need to throw at the right time. Head movement, 3 stars. For Oompa Loompa, I am using 3.5 star, and for Holy Moly, I'm using 4 stars. I've used 3 stars before, but that was a while ago, and then once I upgraded it to 3.5 stars, it was a night and day difference. Just off of that alone, it made it so much easier for me to slip punches, to counter my opponents and all that. But ever since getting better at using my head movement, this 3 star has been smooth for me. It's still not the best. I can still get hit crazy, especially if the person has great accuracy or great speed, but for the majority of the people who I face, this 3 star can get the job done for me. My kick power, kick speed, punch power, and punch speed are all 3.5 stars. I'm going to be tweaking these for the next time I prestige them to kind of give myself extra points to put onto my grappling. But when I was testing out having more power and then testing out more speed, it just seemed like these were the best balance of kick and speed that I need to strike efficiently. On Oompa Loompa, his punch power and punch speed is 3.5 stars also. And whenever I got his hooks, jabs, his body uppercuts, and body hooks, once I got all those to 3 and 4 stars, that man damn near became a boxer to me, bro. Like the animations that they give you takes it to a whole nother level. So I knew that I can get away with having a punch power and a punch speed at 3.5 stars just because I'm able to do that on Oompa Loompa. But Oompa Loompa has crazy kick speed and kick power, so that kind of eliminates that to the point to where it's like, okay, I don't have to really just rely on my boxing. I am a kickboxer, so I'm gonna do what I need to do to keep my distance, so then I can use my kicks and use where my power is. But with Heat Lion, he does not have that at all. So I knew that that was going to be a problem. But so far, ever since I got the good animations, it feels exactly how I thought that it would whenever I had Oompa Loompa. The kick power and kick speed, I was very cautious about because I know that I needed power somewhere. When I did have a 4-star kick power and I had a 3-star kick speed, it was absolutely terrible, especially because my accuracy is 3.5 stars. So I would be whiffing crazy. The kick was too slow, and it's not like EA was going to help a little bit and track them because my accuracy is up. It was literally the most frustrating stuff ever. What is the whole point of having power if I can't even get the opportunity to use it? I decided to just go 3.5 star for the kick power, 3.5 star for the kick speed, and then I use perks to kind of help with the fact that my kick speed is kind of low. Switch stance, 2 stars. I don't want him to switch stance. That's what Oompa Loompa is for. Takedown defense, 3 stars. Every single one of my fighters have had 3-star takedown defense since I can remember. And now that I'm thinking about it, the reason why I have trouble with Holy Holy Moly and Oompa Loompa, it's because of this damn takedown defense. I kind of foreshadowed it, did not worry about it. I just put it to 3 stars and called it a day, but it never really clicked in my head how much I actually need takedown defense, not only for Oompa Loompa and Holy Moly, but for Heatlion also. So I'm going to be tweaking around with this takedown defense because I'm getting tired of it being at 3 stars. And if you did not know, it also helps your get up speed. So whenever you have the option to get up, like in bottom full guard, it makes that transition a lot faster. And that is the thing that I have the most difficulty with. And it just recently clicked why that is. And that is because my takedown defense is only 3 stars. So I'm going to make sure the next time I prestige any of my fighters to have more takedown defense. Moving into his grappling, his bottom game and his top game are both 4 stars. Everything is budget friendly. Okay, so once I figured out everything that I needed for that stand up, I knew that I had to have a lot more space for the grappling, which was supposed to be the main driving force of him. So his bottom game being 4 stars is cool, it gets the job done. But where I have issues with is whenever I am trying to get up off of the ground whenever I'm on the bottom. And that comes from my takedown defense being 3 stars because it is so slow. So it makes it like if I don't sweep my opponent and they know what they doing, I'm not going nowhere. So that's where the issue comes whenever I am grappling. In this 4-star top game, it's cool, it gets the job done against the people who it needs to. Next time I prestige him, I am definitely going to be working a lot deeper with my grappling just because I know that my stand-up is cool, I don't have no problems with it, so then I can wrestle a lot more and actually become a better wrestler with him. His clinch grapple is 3.5 stars. That is just to help with clinch spammers and clinch as well because MMA, I have to do it too, you feel me? I don't try to do it a lot, but that clinch grapple being at 3.5 stars, it makes it easy for me to clinch my opponents and get out of the clinch also. And then clinch striking being 3 stars, if I'm going to be in a clinch and throw a couple strikes, it might as well do something because at 2 stars, you ain't doing nothing, okay? It ain't putting no damage on your opponent. Trust me, I've tried. Ground striking, 4 stars. Originally, I gave this man a 4.5 star ground striking. And to get that, you need 60 evolution points. This was a crazy mistake, okay, because I had to take 60 points away from somewhere. It's already a budget stand-up fighter, so the fact that I have to pull from there made it even harder to balance this man out to at least strike with the best of them. So I decided to just have it at 4 stars. The damage that it does at 4 stars is perfect, exactly what I need. That 4-star ground striking has saved me so much because whenever I finally drop my opponent, which takes a while, I might add, I really don't start rocking my opponents until round 2 because of my damn power. But whenever I start rocking them and dropping them, this 4-star ground striking takes care of the rest and has bailed me out of so many losses, bro. I'm like, dang, bro, it's getting bad. I need an opportunity to ground and pound my opponent. I finally get it, and the rest is history almost every single time. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I can't name one time where I'm like, dang, I wish I did not have 4-star ground striking. I can promise you that. My submission defense is 3 stars. That's pretty much the standard of what I use for all of my fighters. It's just a nice sweet spot for me to not get submitted by my opponents. I've gotten a lot better at the submission system, so if I would have 2 stars against a lot of people, I would handle my business. But once you start getting up there in the divisions, you kind of do need that submission defense. Submission offense, 2 stars. It's crazy to think that I am able to submit my opponents with a 2-star submission offense. No cap. Now, is it a lot harder? Yes, but if you know the ways for the opponent to get out, you can kind of camp on that. Or if you know how to fake your transitions, you can kind of bait your opponent into wasting their stamina. There's a lot of tricks to the submission system that if you know that submission offense being 2 stars can get the job done. But that's against people who don't know what they doing. Against people who know what they doing, ain't no point in trying to submit them because it ain't gonna work. Takedowns is 3.5 stars. Now, a lot of people don't like the fact that it is hard to take your opponents down if they know what they doing, which holds true. That's why a lot of people resort to clinching to try to get you down, but I have not really seen anybody clinch me to try to take me down. Every time somebody has tried to clinch me, they're just clinch spamming me and getting free hits because that's how UFC 5 works. Sadly, I don't even think takedowns even matter, honestly, but I put it to 3.5 stars just because who knows whenever the hell I might need it. The only time that I really take my opponents down is after I rock them, if I really want to get the fight on the floor, because I'm not going to clinch them to try to take them down. And if I tried to take them down before and they've denied it a couple times, I know that it's going to be a lot harder, especially because my takedowns isn't 4 stars or 4.5 stars or 5 stars, but I know a situation where it is a lot easier to take your opponents down, and that's after you rock them. So if I know I want to take my opponent down, that is whenever I implement taking my opponent down. Now, my cardio, cut resistance, my leg strength, and recovery, they are all 3 stars for every single one of my fighters. All of my health events will be, I repeat, will be 3 stars at least. That is the absolute minimum that I would recommend for anybody if you are going to be playing online career. I've tried 2.5 stars. I've done it with 2 stars. You get packed up very fast. You run out of stamina very fast. With 2-star cut resistance, they throw a couple elbows at you, especially if they really be spamming them things. Doctor stoppage. Like, there are so many reasons as to why 3 stars is the absolute base. I've tried everything at 2 stars and 2.5 stars, and it never went well. But once I put it to 3 stars, it's like, okay, I can manage it. You feel me? And that's the only thing it is. I just wanted to be able to manage what I'm working with. I could not work with anything lower than 3 stars. And then my chin strength and my body strength. As I said, he does not have power. The only time he has power is whenever he is ground striking his opponent. Other than that, I have to break my opponents down. And for a lot of the cases, I will not be able to really start rocking my opponents until round 2. And I've noticed that if I ain't rocking my opponents, but they rocking me, I'm gonna need something to hold me over until I get to round 2. That chin strength and body strength being at 3.5 stars did it for your boy, okay? Because let me tell you this, your boy was getting packed up crazy before. If it went to round 2, something was already cooked. I probably did crazy damage to my opponent, but I definitely had some damage. That held your boy over until round 2. I can't even tell you how clutch just that half star is, bro, because it just gives me a little bit more time to break my opponent down. That's all I need. I just need a little bit more time and I can handle my business. The real MVPs is the chin strength and the body strength. Now his moves, his jab is 5 stars. I'm gonna keep this thing a bean stack with you. I be throwing this jab a lot, okay? I don't even remember throwing this bad boy a lot. I just be in the moment trying to work my way to finish my opponent. But looking at it now, I be throwing that jab crazy, okay? Respectfully. My straight, 4 stars. It got a while before it would be 5 stars. So that just lets you know how much I was throwing that damn jab, okay? My lead hook and hook, both 4 stars. Once you get that good animation at 4 stars, it's a whole different type of game, bro. And I noticed that whenever I play with Oompa Loompa. So I knew once I got that, I would be able to box again. It was sketchy at times, but a lot of the times I was able to pull through. Body jab and body straight, don't even care about, and I don't even know if you get better animations for even doing them. My lead body hook and body hook. If you don't know, once you get these bad boys to 3 stars, that's when you get the good body hook animations. And man, these bad boys be coming in clutch. It's very sketchy when you don't have speed or power when boxing. So the fact that I have the animations alone increase the speed a little bit, and that's the only thing your boy needed. I just needed a little bit more speed. My uppercut, 4 stars. Listen, bro, I be throwing them things, okay? I had to do what I had to do. A lot of the opponents that I be facing, they standing there toe to toe with you, doing they clinching and spinning kicks. And now thinking about it, I probably see why that damn jab is 5 stars. It's because that's the thing that I throw whenever somebody is clinching me, because it interrupts that clinching process. So that makes sense because I get clinched a lot. My lead elbow and my elbow, they are both 2 stars. The next time I prestige them, I really want to use these elbows a lot more, so then I can get them to 3 stars, because I think that is where you'll get the animation that you're seeing right now. That's a great animation, okay? And if you have the perk, which I do, it makes it even faster. Now, I don't know about the lead elbow. I don't know if you get a better animation, but I know that the better animation for the elbow is that one. I do not have that animation currently. I know it's showing that, but I did not meet the requirement for that. It's just the fighting stance that I had. That is what they show you, because I'm trying to use elbows a lot more, because I've noticed that that is the thing that I had to add into my game to make an overall striking experience with Heat Lion a lot easier. My overhand, 3 stars. I'm surprised that bad boy ain't 5 stars, okay? Because of the amount of times that I have to throw this every time somebody does a spinning body kick at your boy is insane. When I first started, I barely even threw overhands, bro. But out of nowhere, once I got into the heavyweight division, I started going against the spinning kick and clinch spamming demons, bro. So I had to figure out what is the best counter for that. And by far, it is that damn overhand. I'm not gonna cap. Shout out to this overhand right here, okay? Because a lot of the time, it will rock the opponent and drop them. And then that's when I'm able to ground and pound them, and the rest is history, okay? Lead uppercut, 4 stars. Do I need to explain more, bro? I be having to throw these things, okay? I have to. The lead body uppercut and body uppercut. I've been using this lead body uppercut more, so it will be 3 stars soon. If you don't know, I have a combination that I like to use with the body uppercut. It is a hook and a body uppercut. That is a very effective move. I used it a lot, so therefore I got it to 3 stars and I got the better animation. The lead calf kick and calf kick, I throw the calf kick way more than I throw the lead calf kick, but whenever I can throw these leg kicks in, that's what I'm doing. My lead body roundhouse, lead roundhouse, and roundhouse kick, they are all 3 stars. You get better animations once you get them to 3 stars. And I've noticed for the roundhouse kick, it increases the damage a little bit, okay? I can't confirm for all of the other ones. I have not tested it out, but I tested out the roundhouse kick, and that thing increases the damage of your strike with the better animation that you get at 3 stars. The lead body side kick and body side kick, I knew that I was going to need some moves to keep my opponents at bay, so these 2 are pretty much essentials for whenever I am trying to kickbox. If my players do not have it, I'm at a disadvantage already. I don't need it, but whenever I am able to have it, it elevates my kickboxing to a whole nother level, just because that is another move that I can sneak in to try to keep my distance. Front kick, once you get this bad boy to 3 stars, you get the animation that you are seeing right here, so it makes it a lot easier to inflict damage on your opponent. Front body kick, I'll be having to use that thing a lot because I have to try to keep my distance, and this is one of the moves that I use to try to keep my distance. And once I got that bad boy to 3 stars, it made it so much easier to strike with this man. My lead body knee and body knee. My lead body knee is 2 stars, and I believe once you get it to 3 stars, you will get a better animation. This animation right here is terrible, okay? That crazy ass wind up gets denied every single time, bro. It has to be somebody who does not care about blocking low. That's the only way you sneaking that bad boy in. I'd be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna sit here and try. That thing gets blocked way too much. That is a waste of stamina. So this body knee right here that you see that is almost 4 stars is the knee that your boy is using. The lead leg kick and leg kick, don't use them. The animations that they give you for that leg kick is so terrible and so slow. It is hard to try to even get it to 2 stars or 3 stars. He does not have any spinning strikes. The clinching, I don't really care about going over this, but I will say the moves that I like to do the most whenever I'm in the clinch is this clinch knees to the body and the clinch body uppercuts. And then my lead collar tie is 5 stars, okay? Listen, sometimes you gotta clinch the clinch spammers back, okay? And I have. And sometimes, bro, I just get irritated and be like, all right, bet, I'm gonna give you what you want. Whether it goes well or bad, don't matter. But just know at times, I'll do it back. You feel me? My wrestling takedowns are 4 stars and my judo takedowns are also 4 stars. Now for the ground game, I don't really need to go over this that much, but my get-ups are 4 stars. My ground transitions are 4 stars, almost 5 stars. I don't know if you get better animations at 5 stars, but I know that at 4 stars, you are able to get the rubber guard. And if you are in bottom side control, you get an option to get you back to full guard without needing to go to half guard first. For wrestling, the only thing that really mattered was getting it to 3 stars because that's when you are able to get the crucifix inside control. My reversals is 5 stars. That's just what comes with denying your opponent a lot. You feel me? My sweeps are 3 stars. Now I have not seen the animation for it. I kind of learned it from other fighters and I had to do research in order to find it. So it's kind of like a secret transition, which I really hate about UFC. It's the fact that there are so many tools that should be brought out to the people so then they can know how to do it, so then new people won't just be out of the damn loop of what the hell going on. It has to be like, if you've been playing for years, you had the competitive advantage, which is a stupid way to go about things in my opinion, but it is what it is. It should should be, if you want to know how to do it, you should be able to learn it from the game. I should not have to go on YouTube to figure out a move on your game. So the move I am talking about, you have to be in bottom full guard in order for this sweep to work. So as you see, I have get ups down to the left, and if I go up, the sweep that I like to do in this situation, you would have to flick your right stick to the left to get that get up transition, and then while that transition is going through, you hold LB. You do not hold LB and then transition, because that will put you in back setting. You hold your right stick to the left and then you hit LB, and then that will give you the sweep that I am talking about. Just like that. And here are all of my ground strikes. The hooks are the things that I like to throw the most, and the straights are the things that I like to throw the most also. Okay? And then this ground body knee, I'm starting to throw that a little bit more. I don't know if it does anything crazy. I just kind of want to get it to like 3 stars or 4 stars just because, you feel me? And then the ground elbow, I be throwing that thing. My submissions, arm bars is 2 stars. Don't really use it a lot. The arm triangle, in order to get the arm triangle and half guard top, you have to have the arm triangle at 2 stars. So once I get to 2 stars, I don't even really care about using that again. I just like having that option whenever I am denying my opponents a lot. You feel me? The guillotine, for a good bit of time, I would take my opponents down a certain way to make them be on top full guard, just so I can get the guillotine. Okay, heel hooks. Now I'm not gonna cap, I just started using heel hooks on this new prestige of He Lion. Before, never did it, but the main reason why I wanted to was because I'm still learning the submission game, right? I'm still learning how to do it. And one thing that gave me the most problems were people who had heel hooks. I did not know how to deny them. I did not know how to stop them getting to the heel hooks. So I got the heel hook so then I can practice everything that I need to practice in real time, because it's one thing to do it with the AIs and in practice, it's the most annoying stuff ever. That is for another time, about how terrible the practice mode is. So I had to learn it while I'm trying to win a game. That's the reason why this boy is 4 stars, is because I was practicing learning how the heel hooks work. The Kimura, I love using this bad boy, especially whenever I'm in side control. The rear naked choke, it's very situational. You have to be on your opponent's back in order to get it. Really, I'm trying to get to back flat so then I can ground and pound you. And then once you flip over to mount, then I'm gonna posture up again and get some more ground and pounding in. The next submission that your boy loves is this damn triangle. This triangle be coming in clutch for your boy. I'm surprised it's not 5 stars just like the Kimura, because I spend a lot of times at bottom full guard whenever I'm on the ground, and as I said, I'm going to be working on this takedown defense just to help with being able to get up, so then I'm not stuck in bottom full guard. You feel me? I actually can get up. You feel me? And that's the main thing. Since I did not have that option to get up against people who really knew what the hell they was doing, I had to try to submit them, and the triangle was the bread and butter of that. And then last but not least, the perk. So I use frontal assault, which makes your front kicks and side kicks faster and more accurate. So the reason why I am cool with my kick speed and my accuracy being at 3.5 stars is because I have a perk that increases the speed and accuracy of the front kick and side kick strikes. And then razor wire, standing knees and elbows are faster and more accurate. I don't throw knees with Oompa Loompa. I don't throw elbows with them. I definitely don't throw knees or elbows with Holy Moly. But this man, I had to, okay? I had to have as many tools as possible to inflict damage on my opponents like crazy, bro. I needed it. I wasn't spamming it, but whenever I needed my opponent to back the hell up, a quick knee elbow, and you feel me, and then you out. Ain't nothing wrong with a quick knee elbow. That's what you're supposed to do whenever your opponent is up on you. It's just when that's the only thing you doing, okay? And then crafty, it improves submission defense and bottom position. This was just because, as I said, I was still learning how to actually wrestle. That's the main reason why I made He Lion, is because I knew I had a weakness, and I knew I wasn't really going to even try to learn how to do it unless I made a fighter for it. And when I was trying to wrestle with him, I would get submitted a lot of damn times. I was still learning how the submission system works, so I had to use a perk to kind of help with me denying people trying to submit me, and that is He Lion.